thanks for joining us. A couple of games since we last spoke. Let's start with the game on Saturday against Partick Thistle. Always irritating when you're 2 goals up and total control of the game and don't come away with 3 points.
Yeah, I was really, as a coaching staff, we were really happy with the way we started the game. Took our goals well, one that we'd worked on the training ground. I actually forgot after the game that it was actually Louis Longridge that put in the delivery. You know, we worked on Ryan on the Friday putting in the corner kicks, but we sort of thought that Louis Longridge cutting that one back gave us a wee half yard extra, and you know, he's carried it out great, and it was pleasing to get the goal. The first goal itself was working down the sides of their centre backs, and then you know, the cut back to Tom, who had a wee bit of composure to cut inside and take it well. So really pleasing the way that we started the game. As you say, the frustrating thing is that you come away from the game having only taken 1 point, and as I say, we had other opportunities in the game. When we looked back at it, we did have opportunities to take the 3 points, so it wasn't like we're hanging on for dear life. But as I say, we dusted ourselves down, and I thought there was more positives to take from it.
In terms of Tuesday night against Ross County as well, lots of positives to take, particularly the first half. But that maybe shows the difference between ourselves, Partick Thistle and Ross County. They've just maybe got that a little bit extra, and that's maybe why they're only winning the league.
No, I think when it's 2 sides that we went away from home, but we went with the intent to try and win the game. That's important for me because it shows a little bit of difference from when we first took the job on. We were able to take the game to both sides. Now we've come away with 1 point out of 2 games, and you know, we're disappointed that's the case, but it gives us an opportunity to look at things and see where things have went wrong, but also try and create that creativeness that gives us opportunity to score more goals. And you know, I think anybody that's been at the last 2 games will say that we've looked livelier in front of goal, and it's just having that togetherness and making sure it's not a blame culture. Yes, we're disappointed at the manner that we lost the goal up at Ross County with it being a set play, and as we've already touched upon, Partick come back to 2-1. You know, it does become an edginess about the team, because when you've had a 2-goal lead, the fear element, whether they admit it or not, is we better not lose another one. So as I say, 1 point from the last 4 games, I think it is, probably where we found ourselves. It's not good enough, and that's something that we've got, that drive and determination. We've got to take that heart into the game against Falkirk on Saturday.
I asked you about him last week because he came on and made his debut, but Matty Todd started the last few games now, and in particular up the road in Ross County the other night. He had a fantastic first hour. You can see that he's starting to establish himself, and the player that you've been telling us about.
No, listen, it's great that he's been given an opportunity, and I've said that there's sometimes kids get bled in when, you know, there's maybe nothing at stake in games at the end of the season, when you know where you're going to be playing the following season or whatever. Matty's come in and been given an opportunity when he's went to Firhill when they're fighting for their lives. Probably in terms of his attacking play, we didn't see enough of it with the role that he was asked to play that day, with him playing wing backs. He then got up to Ross County, and you know, in a 4-4-2 formation, playing from the right to try and get him behind. I think everybody got a chance to see that Matty's got the legs and desire to run in behind defences, and then he's also got an eye for goals. So very pleasing to see that. The other thing that's important is how Matty actually felt, you know, because if we're going to bleed youngsters in to this environment, is he found the games, it was a different pacey game altogether from the reserve football, and you know, he'll feed that back to the younger players. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't spooked by it, but he realises there's a difference between the reserve football and first team. So it's a good foundation for Matty to build his career on, and hopefully have the hunger to do more. Let's
get an injury update before we move to the big game on Saturday. Louis Longridge came off the other night. Update on him, and also there is an update on Joe Thompson, isn't there?
Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately with Joe, he has done his cruciate. There's no complications in it. He'll be operated on towards the end of the month, and it's very frustrating for us, because Joe's energy and the character that he is, it'll be sorely missed between now and the end of the season, and also, you know, it'll have an impact on next season now. but it's keeping him in good spirits. He's been back in and around about the place, seeing John, making sure he's doing his exercises before he gets his operation. And as I say, I don't see any complications with that one, other than the time scale that he'll possibly be out for. Louis Longridge has actually took a sore one on the shoulder when he put the cross in for Matty's opportunity the other night. He's actually went full circle, and I think it was boy Fraser, just a little bit of body contact, no malice in it, there was no intent, and he found himself, you know, taking the brunt of it on his shoulder into the billboards at the back of the goal. So there's a bit of swelling. He's away to get a scan on it today, just to make sure there's nothing serious on that one, but we'll not know until later on tonight.
Right, let's move on to the game on Saturday then. It's the big one, it's the one that we all look forward to. It's Falkirk at home. They find themselves in quite the predicament. We're obviously not looking to do them a favour. We've got plenty to play for still. These are the matches that you get excited about, aren't they?
No, I've played in a number of them, and there's that rivalry between Dunfermline and Falkirk, and I don't think it matters where you are in the league table, to tell you the truth. It's one that you always want to get one over on Falkirk, if you're a Dunfermline fan and anything to do with Dunfermline connection wise, and we'll be no different. I've said, you know, other than their game, you know, coming away with 1 point in the last 4 games has been disappointing, but there's been positives within their performances, and it's taken that hurt and the disappointment into the Falkirk game, because they are definitely going to be coming at us. They need to win games. They've got 4 massive games, as he is, we've got 4 massive games, and you know, it's one that we're going to be looking forward to.
And there's no problem getting the players up for a game like this either? No,
there shouldn't be. You know, if there's a problem getting them up against Falkirk, then they'll not know what it means to the Dunfermline fans. So I don't anticipate, there hasn't been any signs of that this season. As I say, it's not an end of the season game fixture, it's one that we've still got something to play for, and we don't want Falkirk coming on our patch and going away taking something from us.
And finally, it's always a game that, from I guess your point of view, the players' point of view, you want to send the fans home happy after a game like that.
Listen, it's been it has been a roller coaster season for the Dunfermline fans. You know, they've had the disappointment of having lost a management team, which is never nice, and then us being given the opportunity to come in, but we've got to make sure that we give them something to go home happy about on Saturday night. It still gives us that hope that the playoffs are still an outside possibility. And as I say, there's no better team to do it against than Falkirk. They turned up in numbers last week against Partick, and they were fantastic again, the ones that went up to Ross County to go up in the midweek fixture. So as I say, their reward will hopefully be on 4:45 on Saturday, that we've got 3 points.